Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another stream. We're going to be hopping right back into working on our full armor double Z Gundam here. Here's what we've got completed so far. Most of the upper torso. Front sides, the custom painting on the shoulder vents, some of the forearm pieces, and a bit of custom painting. Happy Tuesday to Sheeta Brown. Welcome, welcome. Done a beam rifle, a couple decals on it, and the painting on the barrels, and the Hyper Mega Cannon. Similar painting on the barrel at the front, all the nice decals, and some red detailing I added there. Came out quite nice. Silvered up all the pipes. Yeah, we're going to be continuing on working on these decals tonight. And first off is the couple ones on the arm I missed last time. I also want to put some on this piece because I realized I have an extra set of the decals that are on here. So I'm going to put them on this piece here just for parity. But first, come on you. There it is. There's a decal here and a decal here I need to do that I missed because it was on like an inset. That's what we're going to be starting with today. Yeah, right here. I didn't see this inset picture. That shows two decals on the inner part of the arm that I need to do. So 44 and 160. And yeah, I think I'm about halfway through all these decals now. These two chunks and the couple odd pieces you see around my desk are all that's left, so I'm working through it pretty good. Seems like there is a fair amount of extras on here too, which is actually kind of nice. But 44 is right there. 160 right here. And Orphan, where's 154 go? Easier said than. Oh, here's 150, 154. It's on the side skirts. Okay, so we will be doing that just tonight. I plan to do all this armor on the skirts. So that's the lower arm part. So yeah, let's do that one second. No, that was Final Fantasy Tactics. I think the like remake of that. I think is that game you were talking about. I did play it. I did play it on stream once. I actually haven't gotten back to it. I haven't been really feeling much like playing too many games on stream recently. But I did give it a shot. It's I always underestimate how hard that game is at the start. Or it's not necessarily hard, it's just harder than you expect. Especially right at the beginning. There we go. Yeah, let's get these two prepped. Side until I need it. My tools ready. Which way up does this go? Black on the bottom. Get that soaking. And start with the left arm. Looks like I did do some panel lining here, so just make sure that's all cleaned up. On the area we're gonna put the decal. Looks like it is. And yeah, it's right below the joint here. Maybe a little extra because it's a bigger decal. There we go. Actually, can I orientate this arm better? Ah, that's fine. It's pretty flat. Got that. This is... I should probably get a fresh one. It was not in bad shape though. I may use that to clean up. Just damp the end of this tiny bit so it doesn't stick to the decal. And that should be enough soak time. Nice! You have an idea of which Metrovania is going to be? Where's my toothpick? Actually, that's something I don't have on hand. Get a fresh one. Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder. Ooh, I'll have to take a peek at that. Yeah, I think the last Metrovania I played was either Dead Cells, which is like a roguelike Metrovania, or oh, I looked it up last time. Blasphemous, which is a very like very metal album cover design Metroidvania. And that's pretty centered. It's a little bit probably. This actually is like really weird orientation. Might just be the angle I'm holding it at, honestly. Also just being a perfectionist. It's starting to sticky though, so I should be careful here. There we go. I think if I mess it up anymore, I'll just make it worse. Okay, tamping time. There we go. It's good. Oh, why is my mouse covering that chunk of my screen? 1 second here. There we go. It's always nice to do in a game that actually isn't like a super long, when you know you can kind of knock it out in a short period, a couple play sessions. But way too much there, especially since it got in the seam. Oh, okay. That's actually, I might want to go back and check out one of the Persona games. I haven't properly played through them. Like I said, I watched a pretty extensive playthrough of 4, but I haven't really seen much of 5. Outside of just the characters. There we go. Now the other side. scoot in here so normal camera a little better. Well, it might be something worth checking out. As I said, I'd never seen much of Persona 3 or 5 gameplay wise, but I've seen a lot of how 4 played, so I don't know how different that is from the other ones. Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with like sort of 4's gameplay. I did download the demo for that Fate Dynasty Warriors game. I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but I downloaded it. Not like official Dynasty Warriors game, but the Dynasty Warriors playing like. You have that demo downloaded. I should actually probably just make a night of it and play a bunch of demos. So I played through like an early access Japanese mech game that was actually quite fun. I think it's like Omega Strike Phoenix or something like that. It's really bare bones right now, but it's pretty neat. It's kind of like a halfway point between like Ace Combat and Armored Core. Let's bonk that bot. Oh, it's a good way to show off your game. Be gone. Good. Maybe a little bit lower on this side if I can. There we go. Tiny bit more there. And tamp. It's good. Oh yeah, no, the like Xbox magazines that came with like a demo disc with like 5 or 6 games. I played the shit out of those. And yeah, I personally did it with the original Xbox, but I know there was those for like PlayStation and all that as well. I also remember there's instance of the game I ended up playing only because it came with the demo for a much more popular game that I actually ended up enjoying quite a bit, and that was Crackdown. Came with like the Halo 2 or 3 beta. It was the 3, Halo 3 beta. game's fun. I played it. I played it probably up until I think I got the first couple endings for it, and then I kind of looked into what I would have to do to get the further endings, and kind of lost interest a little bit, and just kind of watched other people's endings of them. But it was fun. I actually really enjoyed it. So those two are done. So now I need 160, which is on the sky. It was a very neat implementation. A lot of the like boss fights were a really neat implementation of like bullet hell mechanics in like a 3D action game. Go put this aside for later. Oh. The amount of series I know purely because of the sexy art I've seen of it is kind of obscene. But that's it. That's most of my exposure to like Fate and Toho and shit like that. Oh, the Toho, some sick fucking music, I'll say. Where do these ones go? They're going on this lower partition here. Okay. And it looks like it wants me to angle it a little more towards the top portion of it. Should be doable. Yep, that tracks. It's looking pretty good. Just lower it a little bit away from that edge. Okay, I think that's good. I'll secure it on this side first and angle it that way, so if it does shift, it shifts in the right direction. Oh, absolutely. I didn't get a whole lot of exposure to ZZZ up until I think it was the Bernice stuff. I had definitely seen stuff of like Julian and Nicole before, but didn't really have any context for it until the Bernice stuff started getting posted around. So that also had like the brain rot song and stuff too. Go. And the other side. Oh yeah, and then we're gonna do that other ones on that arm as well. Get that soaking. Get the area clean. And some preference. Yeah, what have I been playing? I haven't really gotten into. I started playing PUBG a little bit there, but I kind of lost interest in it pretty quick. Oh yeah. Well, that's the fan art supports that gacha stuff so much. Like when you go to a convention, like it's probably good, solid, like 50% or more gacha fan art. Should slide it off this way. Oh, that's pretty crazy. I'm trying to think. There's another game like that where it had like just a billion different permutations and endings you could get. I don't think it's that one. That yeah, I'll check that one out too. 100 Live. Okay. It's mutated pretty much okay right away. Get rid of the bit of this extra liquid. See its edge a little more clearly. Oh, I can move it up a little bit. There we go. I moved it over in the same way. Still a little one-sided. There we go. That should be good. Oh, interesting. No, you know what? It slid a little bit there, and I was gonna try and reposition it, but I think it should end up being pretty okay position-wise. Yeah, I think if I tried to reposition the decal when it's this big, I'd probably have difficulties. So it's not that. It is definitely a little crooked, but I think you actually have to look at it real close to see it. Oh yeah, like I can't say I'm much of a fan of like straight up visual novels, but I got no problem with those visual novels like you're mentioning, where they basically have like a unique gameplay mechanic that just kind of makes up a chunk of it. Oh, there was that weird. As weird as this gonna sound, it was like Qbert gameplay one that was kind of like that. I'm trying to remember what that was called. That was a while back, where it was like all about using like the cube-based geometry, and you had like certain amount of moves you could make. Oh, what was that called? Yeah, this isn't moving. Oh well. I think this part will mostly be covered with the cannons on there anyway, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. There. Oh yeah, well the last little bit was this arm. Just gonna try and get it to match up with this other side here. Just think I can do. That was 149 and 148. Yeah. I have an extra pair of here, and I don't think they're used anywhere else. Let's just do a quick visual scan to make sure. Doesn't appear there anywhere. Yeah, I know these are all sub-hundreds on the inner one. Yeah, no, it looks like these are only used on this arm piece, so I should be fine to put them on the opposite arm piece just to give it some symmetry. Let's do that real quick. So this one is going to be 149. Just cut them both out while we're here. Set this one aside to do the other side in a moment. And trim the number off this one. Oh yeah, I recently repaired my phone, so I've actually just been catching up on a couple mobile games I've been playing. I was playing the G Gundam Eternal. It's like a grid-based, turn-based strategy game. It's pretty fun. It's one of the better implementations of that type of gameplay I've seen. For the phone, at least. I played like Musume a bunch when it came out, and like the Pokemon card game app I played for a bit as well. How am I gonna get this off? I'll reposition it real. Oh yeah, yeah. As I said, I was actually on my really old phone for about a couple months here because my phone's battery started swelling, and I was having a hard time finding somewhere local that would repair it. But I just recently managed to suck it up and basically just buy the repair kit myself and do it myself. It wasn't as bad as I was kind of expecting it to be. I was mostly worried about removing the screen without damaging it, but because the battery swelling, it kind of took care of half of that for myself, by itself, so ended up being pretty okay on that end. That's good. Yeah, it actually ended up being cheaper than a lot of the repair places were quoting me too. I don't know how good of a battery is in it, but honestly, I'm probably just going to trade it in with my phone company for an upgrade soon anyway, so. Just wanted it to not have to deal with it, get my information off it before I did. Oh. I've been pretty lucky in that I usually don't have to deal with placing the screen too often. I think I've only really had to do it once since we started using smartphones. Of course, now that I say that, it's going to be a recurring problem in my future, but can't live scared of ghosts. Go. Let's do the back. Isn't scraping any, is it? Nope. Okay, good. Rotate the shoulder piece to keep it aloft. Yeah, I didn't really want to do the replacement myself because I'd never done it. And it being dealing with a swollen battery, I didn't want to really risk like poking a swollen lithium battery and setting off a nice fire. But I like watched a bunch of videos online, and it was mostly just peeling back tape. Didn't seem like there was. It seems like the main opportunity there is to do a poke like that was when removing the screen, and as I said, the battery had like pushed the screen halfway off anyway, so I barely had to do anything and had pretty good visual confirmation of everywhere I was poking, so made it a little easier. This is so good. Oh, and I think from here we're gonna move on. I gotta do the core fighter. Which actually, can I get? Is there a reason this is not coming out? Nope, it's just tension. And then some of the skirt armor I want to do. And for that case, let's just take these out entirely. Is that in there again? It's just a ball joint, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, shit. I took like the whole leg assembly out with it. I don't think anything broke. I think that just sits on there. Oh, why? Sorry, let me bring it on screen. Oh, I shouldn't let this soak too long. Let me deal with that, and then I'll go back to fixing that. Probably should try and multitask too much here. Where did it end up poking on the other side? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Go. Absolutely, Gichino. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a lovely dinner. go. That's a couple missing arm ones, and it makes the sides match up a little more. So now, let's start on these side skirts. And I wanted to fix that leg, actually, before we could get too much farther. This bit popped out, which I don't think it broke or anything. This is just nub marks. You just get it in at the right angle. Which I'll probably have to, oh, it's because I see, the peg on the leg, I was actually pushing out on it. So let's take it off. Oh. Take it off that leg peg. Still gonna stand up with only one leg? It is, nice. And then I can angle this to make it easier to get it back on. There we go. So, skirt armor, we have our core fighter. Core fighter has its own little instructions there. Which, aren't most of these not visible? I guess the blue parts are. Just got the big armor outside plates. I don't think I need to take those off. It's no decals back there. Is there? Nope. It's entirely on the blue parts and the red parts. So, what's the best way to grab this? Probably. Do you want to detail some of this, I wonder? No, the gray showing through is okay. Maybe these parts could use a little bit of silver. Shot. What numbers are these? Oh, bottom here. A tiny 125. Just not here. Not here, so it's probably one of these intermediate ones that I've snipped off over the time. This would be so difficult to pick up. Yep, there's the 125s. I folded one just then. Shit, tell me. Nope, I only don't need that one. These are tiny. This is probably the smallest water slide I've done. It's way more than I need. Put it on either side. Let's start pre-picking two. 123 and 124. Yeah, these are right here. I think these get used other places though, because there's quite a few of them. But we'll do this one first since we already got it cut out. Oh, that fit completely evaporated. Yeah, that is one tiny water slide. Let it soak. No real panel I need to do on this, is there? I guess there's some bits inside here. Probably forward, but I think a lot of this gets covered up, doesn't it? Yeah, because that's where the chest pieces slide up inside here. For the parts of the hip that hold it to the chest piece, that is. Oh, let's do the other side. Wait, what? Oh, the old square was still in there. Just did a bit of panel lining there. I don't really see anywhere else that really needs it, because I think almost all of this just gets covered up. I think it's just these little blue parts. Well, actually, we can show it. Yeah, it plugs right in there. This is awkward position. Positioning these super small ones is quite difficult. They move so much with the slightest amount of touch. Let that soak for a couple seconds. Start prepping the next piece while it is. Oh my god, really? There we go. I think I recovered that pretty well considering I made it shifted in the first place. Okay. 123, 124. Let's trim off the orphan with the rest. So yeah, 123, 124. Oh, that was a nice wake-up call. Oh, it just got me in the cartilage. Good. Little prick. There's actually quite a few decals on this. It's funny. we go. Centrally positioned. There we go. Fit to finish. Let it soak. Now we're gonna need the other side. Unfortunately, he's gonna orphan a lot of these. This angle, I'll hold it from above, is probably the best way to grip it. Like that. Soaking. Oh, I did touch up them with a little bit of ink there. I noticed there was getting a bit of blue on my Q-tip. From that should be a problem though. There we go. Now for the ones on this bit. Oh. On this side alone, there's one right above the cockpit, 121. Yeah. Let's just go. Like this. That makes it easy. Ooh, I guess I probably should have it. No, okay. Giving it the extra spoon, 12 would hurt. I really didn't want to come off. Probably should have let it soak a little more. That looks good. Move it up a slight bit. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Next. 119 and 120. Yep, 119, 120. This is gonna go on the lettering at the bottom. Yeah, I kind of have to do it in transform state, otherwise I'm not really good at word positioning. A big dab, because this one's kind of stringy. Give this one lots of time. There we go. Actually ended up in a pretty good position. It was a little close to the cockpit there, but that's fine. It goes pretty close to the picture too. Not bad, if I do say so myself. More than enough fit. Soften along these edges. Cool. Last up, another 123. It's the one I chopped off right here. That one's going to be grabbed from above as well. Then once this side's done, I think we just got to do these two on the other side, and then the core fighter will be done. And then I think we'll move on to these. So one thing I did notice for these is the inside of this is red on that. No, I didn't think about that when I was painting it. I gave it a little bit of gold on the thruster. But I don't think even if I paint this inner ring red, it's going to show up very well. Like, as you can see, even at the best of times, it's kind of in the shadows. I kind of have to really like face it on to even see the gold. So I think if I painted the inside red, I don't know if it'll show up all that well. Something I can try though. It actually shouldn't be too bad. I just gotta be careful not to. Yeah, it actually should be fine. Do a light white coat. Does this come out? I think it does, doesn't it? Let's take a look at the guide just to make sure it's not locked in there by some piece. Oh, it's okay. It's just should hopefully pop right out. Oh yeah, I should probably. Oh, I'm definitely getting sidetracked a lot tonight. There we go. This soap almost like to soften up the edges. There we go. Now with this other side. Doing that V-fin one is definitely the right move. 120. Not the V-fin, but the, yeah, actually it's kind of, it's not a V-fin, but the V-shaped decal. From this corner and we'll slide off that way, hopefully. Big dab. Yeah, so after this, I think I'll do the painting. These guys. That should be able to do really quick. As I said, I just have to be careful not to go over that gold. That shouldn't be too hard. And I can leave the recesses dark. As I said, you're only going to basically be able to see just this lip. Do those. I think that's the only painting left on these. I am going to have to paint the inside edge here is supposed to be red. I didn't notice that. So I'll probably have to do that. Let's see. I don't see any other red highlights. Oh, no. Red highlights here too. So I'll probably take those off and paint those as well. No red highlights down here, which is nice. That'll be easy enough to add. Okay. More than enough soaking time. That's actually lined up really well. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and move it from there. Just tamp it where it lies. There we go. And then just the one more right there. Go. Last but not least, 124, right? Yeah. Which I think this is just snip all these off. I think this is going to be the last use for some of these. Oh, did I chop into that? Just barely didn't. I think that'll be okay. don't see any ink on that piece. That's good. If anything, having that trimmed up a little at the top will probably help. So I'll be able to fit a little tighter to the cockpit and away from the other decal. It's pretty soaked through. I think this will be the last one with this Q-tip too, and we'll replace it. But I'm gonna do a little bit of painting after this. So my pens, markers. Got red, and we've got our white. I found giving it a coat of white at first, so it really helps the red pop a little easier without too many layers. Okay, this one's fairly small, so I should be good to do it. Ooh. Ooh. Repair complete. Yeah, it looks good. That's the core fighter all decaled up. Just so it can be folded up. Oh, yeah. Pop both those side plates off. chest compartments. Look how many of those get covered up. All of them, literally all of them get covered up. Okay. Okay. You could have told me they all get covered up, every single one of them. Oh, it's my fault for not checking. Although, as I said, I kind of want to do the decals even that do get covered up, because I kind of want to show it off in just the ZC form with the decals. For completionist's sake. Yeah. So let's do that little bit of painting on these thrusters. Which I have a couple. Wonder where those are. Oh well. Just. You know what? I think I should be fine. I don't need to put these on the stand. Because like the outside's not getting painted, so I can just make sure to hold it around there. Yeah, let's do these real quick. Oh. No. One coat of white should be all I need. Just help brighten up the red a little. Hey! Oniyagi, how's it going tonight? Not too bad. Like I said, I'm about halfway through doing all my decals. I've got all the upper body pretty much done, as well as his weapon equipment. A little bit of custom detailing and all the decals I'm done on those so far. And pretty much just got the lower body. And I'm working on the skirt armors. The next step for decaling, I just need to paint the inner surface of these red. So I just gave it a quick coat of white. And then I'm gonna, once that's dry a little bit, I'm gonna give it some red. Going pretty good. As I said, it's you miss out on like the regular ZZ version. The version for this has a couple differences to support the armor, so the transformation is a little less solid than it would be on just the regular ZZ Gundam. So if you're in it for that specifically, definitely just go for the regular ZZ Gundam. But obviously, the big draw of this kit's the big cannon. And the armor actually makes him look even chunkier than he is normally, so I definitely really like it. The build is pretty good. I didn't say there's too many difficult things. I hadn't really done a kit that had a core fighter at the center of it, and had the like transformation gimmick into the starship. So a lot of that was new, but it all went pretty good. I don't think there was any one particular part that was super annoying. Oh, what kits have you done so far? Yeah, I don't mind. I'm just gonna get started on the decaling for these guys. Do I need to do this inner part? Let me take a quick peek. Oh, there are a couple. Yeah, you've done a lot of kits there I haven't done. That's a lot of like G Gundam and Aerial, Witch from Mercury kits there, isn't there? And yeah, G Coax. Yeah, I've mostly done Master Grade. I've done like all of the Wing Gundams. I've got Dynamis and Sazvi here. I got my Talgis Flugel and Physalis up there. The Barbatos is really good. I enjoyed doing the Barbatos. Yeah, I've mostly been doing Master Grades myself. It's definitely the scale I prefer. Okay. Let's do these outer armor plates first. Should be right here. So we've got one in either corner, one in the center, and one down at the bottom. It's not too bad. Let's start from the top and work our way down. So 156. Oh, actually, one of these is one of the ones we had to orphan earlier, isn't it? Yeah, these guys. Oh, nice. Are you moving to Japan or are you just visiting? Where did 154 go? Right up here. Okay, so this is the center one. So let's do that. Oh, nice. Well, I hope everything with the move goes smoothly. Grab it right here. Yeah. Do it right in the center here. I'm gonna try and slide this off the top here. Oh yeah, are you gonna be there before they take it down? Because they're taking that one down, I think. I think they just announced that a couple weeks ago. I think it's still a little bit out, but they did announce they're taking that one down. Let me take a look here real quick. Because I know the like RX-78 is already down. I think that after this one, it's just this and the new Gundam now that are up. August, at the end of August, they say. Apparently. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, nice. Excellent. That's good to hear. Yeah, they just announced that like last week, I think. Apparently I read an article about it, and apparently they just have been having a lot of like mechanical problems with its transformation gimmicks and stuff. Fortunately, it doesn't naturally generate income, so it's worthless in the eyes of some people, which sucks. I don't know if that's the reasoning at all. I assume it's just that the amount of maintenance it would require to get the transformation stuff back up and running doesn't isn't worth it. Yeah, I've been on that boat for a bit too. I kind of think I might just hold out and try and get one of the PGs in a light kit someday. Because I don't think there's a single one of the MG kits that is like universally loved. Everyone has some type of issue. Even the like super expensive MG X1. I kind of want to get the like full armor Verka version. That gives you like all the pieces the MGX has, a much better price point, but people say it's pretty much a hand grenade. Yeah, I've heard really good things about the MG narrative. If I get one though, I definitely would probably get like the full armor one or the MGEX that has like all these different shields and accessories. The triple shield is just really cool. Especially with all the cannons on each of them. It's probably my like favorite bit equivalent for the shield funnels. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm definitely. I think I'm gonna skip just the Lupus. I picked up the original Barbatos, and I don't think there's enough difference between it and the Lupus to really justify me getting the Lupus. So I think I'll just wait till they do a proper MG Lupus Rex. Although the 30-party kits for the Lupus Rex look really good too. It's not perfect, but it should be good. Yeah, the MG Barbatos is a great build. I actually have a Vidar in my backlog I need to do. I actually picked up a nice... where is it? It's over here? Oh, it's somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. Oh yeah, here it is. Got a nice metallic blue paint I'm gonna use for my Vidar. I usually don't like overly blue color schemes for a mech. Like they're for a Gundam. Like the classic red, blue, and yellow is fine. But I don't like the high new Gundam. I don't really like just the white and blue. Same with like the Talgeese 3. I don't really like, that's the one like wing model I don't really want because I don't really like just the plain white and blue. It honestly kind of kills the Wing Zero Verka for me too because it has that same like white blue color scheme. Zeta Gundam's another one in my backlog. That's probably the #1 Verka I've heard people suggest is the Zeta. It's supposed to be like the overall like cleanest kit. Heard its transformation gimmicks like super solid. Yeah, that one's in my backlog too. '56. Yeah, this one was pretty good. it definitely, like as I said, some of the parts were different from the standard ZZ Gundam to incorporate the armor, and because of that, it didn't transform as solidly as I assume the regular ZZ Gundam kit did. But it was still pretty good. Like, and it also, it just so many sprues. I think I counted it was like 46 separate sprues. Well, let's do the other one actually while I'm here. It's definitely a little intimidating opening the box and seeing all that. But a good chunk of them were parts from just the regular CC Gundam build that didn't actually end up getting used. You use most of the parts, and honestly, if you wanted to, it comes with all the parts to make just the regular ZZ Gundam, which is a nice thing. Like, the only thing is it won't be able to incorporate the armor. And it does share some of the pieces with these parts that you need for the armor, so you kind of have to choose one or the other. And in that case, if you're buying the one with the armor, why wouldn't you use the one with the armor? It's my thought process. That and Big Gun. Big Gun's awesome. Yeah, I'd kind of like to get into some of that too. Like I'm actually like really like the people who do like very almost like cell shady looks on some of them. I don't necessarily want to go that far necessarily, but I definitely like the looks of like a thicker, more messy like panel line than like really clean. I'm not sure if I want to go full on hard into weathering either, but I assume that's more just being intimidated about not being able to make it look good. Definitely been enjoying doing more water slides though. And that's the thing is like if I wanted to do a lot of weathering and water slides as well, I need to start doing more top coating and stuff like that. That's something that definitely intimidates me. Because the nice thing about all the like extra custom detailing and water slides and stuff it is most of the time you get like a second chance. Yeah, top coating's the thing for me. I need to like overcome my intimidation factor and get better at do more because it's kind of the one thing it's holding me back from some other stuff I want to try. Panel lining super easy, especially when you learn the secret ingredient is just lighter fluid. And all your mistakes can be cleaned up so easily. But yeah, that probably is the number one thing I want to get better at the next year is between weathering and top coating. I'll probably focus on weathering easier, or not easier, weathering primarily, because it's a little more in line with some of the stuff I've already been doing. But I definitely do want to get better at top coating as well. Not that I've really done much top coating. A little farther up. There we go. That's probably about central. Hey Walla, how's it going? You're having a good night? Hell yeah. Yeah, I checked out your finished Stray the other day. It looked really nice. $156 on that one. On this one. Let's just go on. Actually, let me take a peek. Oh, this part goes up there. So let's hold it this way. So I think I'll probably finish this guy this week, I think. So I'm planning to spend the next 3 days working on him. So I'll probably finish off most of his waist armor today. Another day for the legs. And probably between the legs and the backpack, I could probably do all that in 2 days. I don't know if I'm going to do these fin parts, because you don't use them at all in the full armor orientation. And if I remember if I counted correctly, these have 20 decals each, which is like more than most of the main body parts. WS cardboard. I'm not really quite sure what you're referring to there. Oh, okay, yeah. I absolutely get what you're saying there. So on like the backing cardboard. Yeah, I could see that being nice if it used a slightly darker color for a better contrast. So what orientation is this in? Okay, right, pretty much right in between here. So let's give it a clean. Should be enough soap. Oh, too much excess liquid there. There we go. I think that's pretty much right where it wants to be. Oh, it's overhanging these edge a little bit. Oh, it should be fine though. I should be able to make it hug that corner. Yeah, that went pretty smooth. And give it a bit of fit to finish. Especially right on this edge, so it'll hug that corner a bit better. Let it soak. Here we go. Not bad. But actually, sorry to do this when you just stop by here, Walla, but I'm actually going to go for my break here right quick. Still around when I get back, I'll talk to you some more then. Yeah, I'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Good. Use the washroom, refill my drink. Talk to you soon. Yo, Raiders, Soul Rav. Sorry I missed you, man. I was just on my break real quick there. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, everyone. Let's get back to the build screen. Thank you, everyone. Let me just give me a second here, and I'll get back to my build. Just working on some water slides on the ZZ full armor. Sorry, caught me off guard here. The raid. I heard it when I was away from my desk. I ran right back. There we go. Welcome, welcome, everyone. I'm Handset. Do a bit of model building. As I said, I'm just working on my decals. I've pretty much got the entirety of the upper body already done, as well as his weapons. Some nice custom painting on there. Double beam rifle. And I've just been working through on some of the skirt armor here. And actually, just give me a moment here. I gotta get some warmer water to make this go a bit smoother. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining me. I usually do model building here at least Wednesday, Thursday are my usual nights, but when I have some extra stuff to do, I'm usually going at it on Tuesday as well. 1 second here. Yeah, I definitely found using slightly warmer water is much better for getting these decals to slide. There we go. Let's get back over so we can watch chat. And grab some fresh paper towel, because this one's getting soaked through. So yeah, let's keep cracking away on the decals for this guy. So the other side for the skirt armor is 157. Which is on the sprue. This crap work. Turn this water decal in. I think it was Walla Walla who talked about once wanting to kind of try and go through and actually go through the decals numerically to try and keep it organized. It's an interesting theory, but it seems like it would get very tiring going back and forth, 3 different pieces. I don't want my mic sound. Actually, let me check my mic quality real quick. This headset's been having issues where on certain angles it gets staticky. How's it sound? Sounds good. Excellent. Let's bring here. So what was it again? Very scatterbrained tonight for some reason. 157 right here. Side. Safety stow my knife so I don't injure myself. flip it over so it's at the right orientation. There we go. Oh, this is actually an awkward angle. I'll probably come from above this time. Oh. Get it soaking. In the meantime, I did do a little bit of panel lining here. So let's just make sure the spot is all clean. And a little bit of fit for prep. Oh yeah, I should put another coat of paint on these. That should be enough white for a base coat to make that red pop a little more. A little thin in spots, but it's just the starter coat. It's gonna be red on top of it. Yeah, there's several spots around the model I had not noticed on the color correction guide. Like when I get to the legs, I'm gonna have to go through to all these spots where the fins are, because the inner face of these is supposed to be red. So I'll probably take those off and paint those as well when the time comes. But that'll probably be tomorrow. I'm gonna focus mostly on trying to get this waist armor all decaled up. And with that being warm water, that should be enough time to soak. Get rid of some of this excess moisture. I mentioned before, but because of these tweezers, there's a gap in the middle here that likes to suck up water. I really should get a different pair of locking tweezers, but these work kind of too well. Because they're so simple, it's really responsive to movement, really easy to use. Yeah, about here should work. Let's soak up some of this. Actually, let's get a fresh cotton swab while we're at it. And just moisten the tip a bit so it doesn't stick. Soak up some of this excess liquid. Make it easier to position. And by that I mean easier to see the edges for positioning's sake. Arm slipped. There we go. Looks about good. Matches up with the other side nicely. And let's tamp this down. It's definitely a little closer here. I think I'll just put a little extra fit there and it should be good. Those are the two main spots I want to blend a little better around the edges. Yeah, it's a pretty chalky boy. As I kind of have him apart now, so it doesn't really come across, but he has a very intimidating presence with all the extra armor on him. ZZ alone is like that, and then add the extra armor from the full armor mode. And the big gun. There we go. Now it's just the one on the bottom, which actually... Oh, it goes across that bit I panel lined. That should be okay. I think I should be able to make that look okay when I'm done. 155. Oh yeah, it's super narrow right in the middle, so that should be easy. Hmm. That might be less easy than I thought, actually, now that I look at it. You know what? We're going to customize this. I'm just going to cut this decal right in two right off the bat, and I'll just put it on either side. Yeah, it's pretty funny. They went with the whole suit transforming in Zeta. It went from just the one core fighter in the original to the whole suit transforming instead of the core fighter in Zeta. And then they're just like, how about three things? And it's just increasingly shoving the core fighter into bigger boxes. So yeah, as I said, I think I'm going to try and slice this right down the middle here. So give me a second, I'll probably have to try and focus. Make sure I position it properly. I did not. Off center. That sucks. Oh well, I'll make it work. Well, it's pretty close. Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to make that look good with how I panel lined that center portion. It's just draped right across it. If I hadn't panel lined it, I'd probably be able to make it look okay. But I think splitting the decal is the right answer here. It'll be twice as much work, but that should be okay. And yeah, I'll take a break in between when I finish this one and doing the other side and put a coat of red on those boosters. Still probably gonna hang over this edge slightly. Let's see if I can position this. This will be a little test for me. Looks like it was kind of a waste anyway to split it. Still gonna drape over quite a bit. That's pretty good. So I'm gonna slide it down just a little bit though. There we go. Let's put a little extra fit on it on the edges to kind of make it conform a little better. There we go. That soak and soften. There we go. I think the split setup's still probably the best way to do it. It'll end up being clean, I think. Now for the other side. Fits. So still kind of see the edge of the decal in the panel line, but it's a lot less obvious than if it was just draped across and then pushed down, I think. Having it be the edge allows it to curl down a little better. Yeah. That actually seems well paired. Already gonna have to give it a little more fit here before you go around that edge. Soak for a couple seconds. There we go. And one last bit of fit treatment. There we go. Looks pretty good. Let's do a coat of red on these thrusters now. There we go. I think that'll be good enough for the first coat. I don't want to put it on too heavy. There we go. That's actually not bad. Any little spots of white I missed on either side of these? Not really. Oh, this one has a few deep. Oh, jeez. Spring loaded it right in my own face. There we go. I didn't run that one that time. There we go. I'll give it one more coat and it should be bright enough then. Yeah, they just want the interface these red. And on like the boosters on the backpack, they actually gave you a red insert. So you didn't have to do that. But for some reason it didn't give you a red insert for the ones on the side skirts. So I had to take that into my own hands. Let's get this other skirt decaled. Clean up the areas we're going to be putting them on. Oh, let's start up here. 156, 157, once again. Okay, this is finally going to orphan these. So let's just separate them and set them aside. I'll cut this one off now. Need it for the other side. We'll do this side first. That's soaking. Pretty area. So yeah, once you finish decaling this, I believe there's a couple decals on the inner. Just one, it looks like, actually. Okay. Yeah. Looks like there's just one small decal right here. So that's easy. Oh, I wonder if it's on the other side of both. I see. Maybe. It doesn't say both sides and other side. It just says other side. So I think that means the other side is in the other side of the model, not the other side of the piece. Because yeah, you can see here it says both sides. It's both sides of this. It says both sides when it wants you to do both sides on the single piece. And it says other side when it wants the other side of the entire model. Gotcha. I think I'm understanding that right. Not a big deal either way, because I'm pretty sure this piece gets completely covered in full armor mode, but I just want to go through and do all the decals. So in the odd chance I do want to show off just ZZ mode, I can. Just want to try and line it up. That looks good. There we go. Out tamping. Fit, soften up, and blend the edges a little better. Go. Now the other side. Saw that clip from Victory Gundam today of the kid laser sorting the Rocket Bikini chick. God, that series is fucked up. It's Victory Gundam, right? I think. Where's that double Z? I don't remember. This one I'm gonna come in from below. Hey, thanks for the follow, Shiny Umbreon. Appreciate that. Yeah, I've often thought, actually, just looking back at your older comment there about when you talk about how much they took from like Power Rangers, I really wish there was a decent like snap fit Megazord model. That'd be really cool. I did the real grade Guy Gao Gar before, and that was actually really fun. That had a really neat, almost Megazord like combination mechanic. really wanted to get the golden hammer for that, but apparently it's like a P-band eye. And at least for the time being, I'm not really getting anything shipped to me from the States, because it's getting a lot of extra fees. Ship to good old Candle Land. Yeah, it is. Oh, I'm hoping it'll get a reprint sometime. It was pretty popular from what I could tell. Oh, give it a fit. I mean, there's no way you could actually get him to pose anyway besides the one pose, but still sick as hell. It's kind of the thing with like the Stray Red. I really like the version of that it just has the giant fuck off sword, but there's really no way to properly pose it with it. This guy, I at least appreciate they have a decent mounting system for his huge weapon, so it's not hard at all to pose him with it. The shoulders definitely are a little finicky to try and work around because they're so bulky, but you can end up making it work pretty okay. There we go. Now on to this split one down here. What's the number for that one again? 155. Yeah. The Sword Impulse was on my like short list of ones I want to keep an eye out for and try and pick up. I've got a decent backlog right now though, so I think I'm probably just gonna try and work through that until I'm closer to only having 1 or 2 models left. Okay, decal surgery time. Let's see if I can do more centered this time than I did on the last one. I think it's because the light was messing with me a little bit. How'd I do? I know you can't really see this on camera probably, but it's more for my own edification. Still a little off, but closer to the last one. Honestly, it's another one where it sucks that it's B-band eye. The Barbatos Lupus like expansion kit with the huge sword is really cool. In terms of another like sword-based model. So oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, likewise, I'm not a super. I like the Barbatos design, mainly, mostly the Barbatos Rex, Lucas Rex, but I'm more definitely Wing Gundam was the Gundam that kind of got me into this stuff, so I have a special soft spot for those designs. There we go, that should be good. Oh, give it a bit of fit treatment. Yeah, I think I decided that next time I have a little extra for a kit, I'm gonna try and get the Supernova, the third-party heavy arms custom. There's one I'm looking at that comes with the EGAL units, and I think it has a total of 4 of the double Gatling guns. Really like the looks of it, and I've heard it's a pretty decent kit. I haven't really done many third-party kits, but I've heard they've gotten really good quality now compared to what they used to be. Obviously, everyone's seen like the Osiris. There we go. Now for the other side. Hell yeah. I do find it funny where there was that result of that poll they did recently where it was very clear cut what region's favorite Gundam was. Whereas like New was Japan's, the Destiny was China's, and the Wing was North America. Save a bit of that energy drink for this final stretch. Like I said, once I finish this, I'm going to do these inside parts, and then I think I'll take the this waist armor off and get that done up. I think that'll be my goal for tonight, is get that waist armor all done. Then I can start on the legs tomorrow. But I'll still be going for about another hour or so here. There we go. That's about as good as I'm going to get it. Just this side's a little dry. Oh, oh, oh. Put a little too much pressure. It's not perfect, but I think I can get it planted. A little gentler this time. There we go. It's definitely not perfect, but you have to get right up close to see. That's soaked and softened. The things that specifically make this different from the Faz is the color scheme, as you mentioned. I believe the head has a slightly different design, and the double beam cannon is a different design. The one on the Faz is a much more like rounded edge, kind of oblong barrel design. That's the main difference. Other than that, almost everything else on it is identical. But yeah, the main difference is the beam cannon and the color, obviously. I definitely like the more angular look more than the rounded corner look. Well, not that the rounded corner look can't be bad. Like the Turn X looks amazing with its rounded corners. Yeah, I'm not sure what the P-Bandai upgrade for this kit is. I've heard about that too. I just never actually looked into what it was. Okay, where are we at next? Got both those side skirts? Yeah, let's do this little bit. $60. Ooh, excuse me. I'm guessing the other one's 59. Yeah, so okay, let's cut a square out here then. Oh, I am not looking forward to doing these long wraps. Those look like those are going to be a nightmare. Although, I guess the wraps I did on... Oh, no, these were just half wraps. That's why these were easy. Those weren't full wraps. This side is 60. So 59 aside. Snip the number off. Soaking. It's right here in the bottom corner, right? Yeah. There's only one each of these, so that answers my question. Oh, interesting. That sounds kind of cool, actually. Is that something that's already out, or is that upcoming? I haven't seen anything of it. I don't think I've seen any pictures of that. I don't think links are allowed. Let me just actually, I can just do a search for what you posted. Yeah, fortunately we get a few bots that love posting their links. Enhanced expansion. Oh, Google. I remember when you used to be actually a decent search engine. It didn't just give me the first thing that comes to your AI's mind. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it makes a way so they can actually... Oh, is this actually just for the... Is this for the full armor, or is this for just the base ZZ Gundam? Because, like, this one has the folding shields for the base form. Oh, so I'm probably just looking at the wrong one. Yeah, as I mentioned, Google's got super useless in the last, like, couple months. Oh, it was a nice little distraction. Well, let's get back to her. Oh, no. There's a regular ZZ Gundam Verka as well. And I actually think this comes with all the enhanced parts that one is. Like, I think the base of this model is that enhanced version already. Because before this one came out and the Phaz came out, there was just a ZZ Gundam Verka. Yeah, I think I actually had the option to use the parts to make that enhanced version, but it doesn't come with the like slots for the armor to fit into. And it uses some of the same parts these arms use, so you can't make just a copy of both. You have to pick one or the other. Oh, this one's slidey. I definitely left this in there a little too long. Yeah, I've actually been a big fan of these Verkas I've done so far. Because I've done the Sazvi here on the desk. And I've done this guy. What was the other? I think I've done one more Verka, haven't I? Actually, I don't. I haven't. I have other Vercause, but I haven't done them. I think that Sazu is my first, actually. This is my second. I've been liking them so far. There's a nice bit of like detail work done by making parts of the inner frame kind of poke through. A little farther forward. Go. I will say these wing shield parts do have the honor of probably having the worst placed undergate I've ever seen on a kit so far. So this front bit of red here, you can see it has these little pegs that are like detail spots. They basically fit over this inner part here as detail. Right inside here, right there, the actual nub attached this way from this angle. It was mounted like this on the sprue. So the sprue nub attach point was right here, but it had an undergate right next to this peg. That when I had cut the nub off, the undergate was literally identical to this detail peg. So if you were even paying a little bit not attention, you could have snipped this detail peg off right away. It's easily the worst placed undergate I've seen on any kit. But other than that, it was a good build. That's literally probably my only complaint. Yeah, nice. The Sasbi in particular, the leg construction was the highlight of that build for me. I was really impressed with all the mechanics that went into the legs. There we go. Do this other one. That fits. We do it 10-5. Nice. I think after this, yeah, we'll keep going with the waist armor. So, no, it's kind of sticky. That is one thing. I always hear people talk about how they don't like the included Bandai water slides. I haven't had any particular issues with them, but I definitely notice you seem to have to let them soak a lot longer than a lot of the like guides and stuff videos you see instructing you how to do them suggest. Maybe that's why people don't like them, is that you just have to let them soak a lot longer to get them to slide as well. I haven't really tried any third-party water slides though. It's something I definitely do need to try, just for experience sake. Maybe I don't understand immediately why people say that. Cool. That one's done as well. So let's start deconstructing this waist armor. Probably the easiest way is just to pop it off the back here. Oh. Is there any on this back plate? I'm not sure. I'll take it off just in case. And these underskirts will certainly have something. I remember this bracket actually comes off pretty easy, so let me brace it while I pull these off. Oh yeah, I've never had good luck trying to put water slides on clear pieces. I actually ended up having to basically paint one of the like headpiece of this ASV because I tried to do the water slide on it and it just didn't work. But that's surprising you really enjoy doing dry transfers. I tried to do it on my MG Epion and I really didn't enjoy it. Maybe I was just doing something wrong. But that was before I even tried water slides though, so maybe my bit of experience with water slides would make me a little bit more patient and capable of doing it properly. Because I'm assuming that's what happened. I was just trying to do it incorrectly or impatiently. Okay. So there's 2 on this waist bit. 2 each. It looks like that's all on those ones, which is good. Doesn't look like there's any on the rear waist. Yeah, so it's just on the front bit then. Okay. So we've got 161 right in the center. And then 69 and 70 in these top corners, like underneath the piping. Let's leave the piping on there. I should be able to just work around it. That's actually all the decals on this one. There's not a whole lot. Yeah, that is one of the tips I had read about somewhere that I hadn't known at the time. Was about taping the part down, make it way easier. I should probably panel line this inner surface a bit at some point. I'm not gonna do it tonight, but I want to get this decaling. Actually, I might do it tonight because there's no decaling on that. And from the looks of things, I only have like 7 more decals to do, which shouldn't take me that long. But let's get started on this guy. That's good to know. Whoa, okay, interesting. The Ball Verka is in my backlog. That's actually probably, it was one of the ones I was hemming and hawing about between doing next. So maybe I'll try doing the dry transfers on that one. The one right in the middle is 161. Right here. Cool. Yeah, I'll probably definitely get. Yeah, not probably. I will almost certainly give that a try when I get there. Yeah, I realized the other day Verkas make up like half my backlog now. Because I have that ball, I have a Zeta Verka, and I have the new Verka. Trying to space them out because I really want to do the waterside decals on all of those, but it definitely extends the building time quite a bit by doing them. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's extra value for sure. And the result I actually really like. So let's try and clean this area up a little bit. Sit while it soaks. Sorry, I'm getting quiet here. I'm trying to be a perfectionist and line this up. I think that's probably about as good as we get. Yep. It's a little crooked, but you gotta get right up close to kind of notice. It's the problem with having really stark lines. It's really obvious when it's a little crooked. Damn. Nah. When I'm not staring at it, I won't even notice. It's a lesson I definitely learned with these about trying to be too much of a perfectionist. A lot of what I like obsess over and try and fix and ends up making it worse or ends up being something I don't even notice. 69 and 70. Oh, 69, 70, perfect. Let's do the right side first, which is 70. And it's going to be a little awkward angle. That's a good tip. Thank you. It's something I imagine I just gotta actually sit down and just practice doing a lot more because I didn't actually give. I probably only tried one or two on the Epion before I gave up. So it's definitely something I kind of just gotta sit down and hammer at a bit to get better. And as I said, that was before I had even tried water slide decals, so I probably have a bit of more patience for this stuff than I did then. Man, this is really in there. There we go. Slid around a little bit there, but thankfully, I think the part that's off center now is actually literally just going to be covered by this pipe. Yep. Oh yeah, and that's kind of very iconic for that kit too. You can't have that number on the shoulder of that kit, so that would force you. Cool. Now the other corner. Yeah, I really like the kind of like the grill on the underside of his chest or on the back. I really like the chest design on the F91. I had intended to get one a while ago, but it kind of fell behind other kits. So I think when we get this on, we'll put the final red coat of paint on the boosters. Then we can start on these tiny waist armor bits. Oh, that's always nice. That was actually, funny enough, I think the only kit I've made so far that has had an included stand was the first kit I started doing when I first got into doing Gunpla again, and that was the MG Proto Wing Zero. That one came with a stand. That was really nice. Definitely encouraged me to get back into it when I saw how good it looked on the stand. So I'm always happy to see an included stand. Oh, this guy? No, this is the, or this guy or this guy? Because this is the Dynamis in like a crouching sniping position. I don't know how well this will show up on camera here. Yeah, I just have him in like a crouch sniping position with the shields deployed. And then up here is the Liger Tail from Armored Core. I really like those 30-minute mission Armored Core kits. They were a lot of fun. I've done almost all the pilot versions of those so far. They just announced Chatty is going to be the next model, so we'll finally get the wheelchair legs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's completely understandable. Go. It's the decals all done. This guy at least. So yeah, let's do another coat of paint on these boosters. I think that should be the last one I need. There we go. There we go. Then I'll let that dry a little bit, and then I'll clean up that front edge. Then they should be good to remount. But let's do these two guys first. So these have 2 each on them. I think I can safely just grab it at this part, can't I? Yeah, it's a pretty solid grip. Flip back a bit. So I get 69, 70, 71, 72. So for this one, we'll want 69 to start. Oh, this is the top corner, so I'll probably just slide it off the bottom. I've got a paint marker on me. When I go to clean it up, I'll clean that off with the isopropyl. Lifted it away a little too quick there, almost took the decal off. Looks good. You know what? I'll do the other decal and then I'll put finish on both of them at the same time. So 71 for the lower one. So it's a 101. This one goes straight orientation across, basically in line with this edge. Much more fit than I need. So we'll just soak. You dripped some on there accidentally. We'll do this other one. And honestly, then we might start doing a bit on this waist piece. Let's take this other leg off. Work on this. Maybe, nah, probably won't start on the backpack tonight, but we might do the bit on this little waist piece. Or I might just do that bit of panel lining on the interior. I was thinking about doing. I could probably do that pretty quick as well. Looks good. Oh, it's a little far over. It's drying up a bit. Let's give it a bit of fit. Oh, that's good. And a little bit of fit to finish. Even though I did let it soak quite a bit there when I was trying to move it around. There we go. And it's done. I guess we could use panel iron on the interior of these too. How about the interior of this actually? Wow, that's actually, there's a couple spots I could do some panel lining, but most of this is just like detail panel. I think I do want to do this backplate though, because from what I can see when you pose, this little lower bit gets poked through quite a bit. So what is it here? This one is 70. It's actually a little too much fit now that I look. Do I actually have to do much to clean up on these now that I look at it? No. Wow, that edge is amazingly clean on the front. How did I manage that? What here? Oh, I over like a little bit. That's one spot I have to clean up. Other than that, it's like naturally pretty good. We'll do that after because I don't want to be handling isopropyl at the same time as these water slides. I want to make sure I'm very separate. I heard that can wreak havoc on your water slides. Oh, slid it a little bit trying to tamp it. Let's try and get you moved again. Semi-mobile again. Okay, I'm gonna stop messing with this. I'm just gonna make it worse. Yeah, as you can see, actually you probably can't see because with the resolution of the camera it doesn't make up. But I jumbled the little creased right here. Give it a bit more fit. Hopefully it'll be good. Cool. Now the one on the bottom. What's going on from this angle? So I actually should come from below. So that right. This will probably be the last water slide for tonight. This will be all the waste armor. And yeah, we're running a little close. I don't think I'll start on the rest of the waste bits. Although it looks like it is just that one on both sides. Even that does get covered up when it's armored, but as I said, I want to do all the decals even if they do get covered up. Okay, calling that good. Getting impatient. That's what caused this. Oh, crap. Hold on, let me take this off the stand so I can probably hold this. I gotta recover this as best I can before it gets folded up on itself. Dug in a little too much there. You know what? I'm just gonna stamp this down. If I keep poking with it, it's just gonna get worse. It's already pretty bad. Let's be gentle here and see if we can't flatten this out a little. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, yeah, definitely rough. That's probably the roughest one I've done. There's not an extra for that one, is there? No, not really. That's unfortunate, but let's give it some fit and see if we can flatten it out a little more. It happens from time to time. Not every one of them can be perfect. Nice thing is when you're looking at it from a distance, you'll barely be able to tell. You'll know, though. You'll know where you screwed up. Ugh. Oh well. It'll be a very minor detail in the grand scheme of things. As I said, when it's all together, you won't notice. It's just gonna bug the hell out of me right now. Okay, let's clean up that last. Now that we're done with our water slides, let's clean up that little bit. Oh, that's real dirty. Let's use a little cup. A little bit of isopropyl. Just gonna wet Q-tip with it. Which one of these was it? Is this one? Yeah, right here. Has a little bit of overflow. And it's gone. Yeah, this one's good. So I think our thrusters are good. So while I have it here, let's clean up my finger. Easier just to apply directly to this finger. There we go, that should do for now. At least stop transferring. So with that cleanup done, reattach the booster. Oh, there's a bullet on the side here I didn't even see. Probably transferred from my finger. Anywhere else? This one. Nope, this one's good. There we go. That little extra bit of red actually shows up nice. It's the other one. So, all together, our decaling work for tonight. These handful of pieces. It actually wasn't all that much we did tonight. I'm just realizing. I guess we missed a couple of the arms we caught up on. Yeah, we had missed these inner arm bits here. And I actually ended up putting, they had some extras here on the double beam rifle mount so it would match with this arm. But now, what do we really want to jump into? I don't really want to jump into anything now. I think I'm pretty done. I could start panel lining, but that's kind of weird to start doing that right at the end of my stream. So I think I'm actually just going to call it here. Let's see if I can find someone to raid us into. But while I'm digging that up, I want to thank you everyone for joining me. I know a lot of you came along with the raid and I appreciate you sticking around. I'll be back tomorrow night at my usual time, 6 p.m. Pacific time, to start cracking on the legs of this guy. I'm going to try my best to try and get him done this week. So tomorrow and Thursday, I'll be continuing to work on him. But who can we raid? Feel free to throw out in the chat any suggestions. What do we got here? I think I might have found. Oh, this guy's building Tau. Is anyone building Gunpla? Oh, here we go. I think they're building a wing Gundam, it looks like. Let's take a quick peek here. Yeah, let's do this. Once again, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I'll be back tomorrow, and I hope to see you then. Have a great night. Take care.